Alright guys, welcome back to Indian Racing League. This is Division 1 and we are extremely sorry for the delay, and at the same time we are extremely sorry that I'm streaming this on my own channel instead of the Indian Racing League official channel. Unfortunately, there were some signing in issues which is a result of some bug maybe the YouTube has, and as such we will be live from this channel. And we are in Spain, the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. It is very dry and very sunny right now, so let's see what the rest of the session is going to be. And I see a lot of drivers right now on those mediums, and that tells me that maybe the start of the race is going to be dry as well. So with that being said, let's see what happens in the next 16 and a half minutes, as Noaves has some choice words for me. But yeah, no, I just couldn't help it. Let me know if the game audio is too loud. I think it is, but just let me know if it is too loud and I need to maybe lower it a little bit. I think it's too loud, but anyway, let me know. And who is starting their lap? I think it is, and is that HUP? No, it's not HUP. It's probably, is it Shadow Sword? Yes, it is Shadow Sword, and he will be the first person out on track, and he will be starting his hot lap. So let's see how his first attempt, maybe a banker run, goes in. He takes a little bit of the curb, and yeah, okay Vintage, I'll do that. I'll lower the game volume by a bit. Let me just quickly go to audio settings and change that. Oh, Nishan has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane, so well, that's something new. And yes, Abdul, I am commentating solo this weekend. Easy Level Bot, usually who is in here with me, is traveling actually right now, and that's why he's not around. But the show must go on. Epic Brothers has put in a 116.3, so that is already faster than the Division 2 pole time last night with a 16.4 by the Mercedes of Jesh Kosala. Let's see what Shadow Sword on his medium tires can do as he comes across the line for his first run of the session, and he goes P3 with a 118.5. I'm very sure he is looking to go faster than that. There's a Haas crossing the line. That's Vyom with the 117.4 on the mediums, and now Basil with the 117.4, very identical, 700 slower than Vyom on those mediums. Jin has put a 118.0. I'm sure he can go faster than that. Thinking Nate is in the second sector. There's a huge number of cars, and well, Sumer has invalidated his lap, and VFix is very close, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is going to work out. And Sumer across the line. It is VFix is, it's a 125.8 for him, and he moves to the right of the track to let other cars through. Kill Bill Pandey has just started his lap. In fact, let's go on board with Kill Bill Pandey and see what kind of lap times he does, as he navigates a very tricky turn 3 and keeps it towards the middle of the track, then goes to the left for the braking, and then short shifts to 5th on exit. Does he go to 7th here? Yes, he does. That's interesting, because I take this corner normally in the 6th gear, the entry itself. And Kill Bill Pandey's car, his Aston Martin, looking pretty planted here towards the end of the last season. Kill Bill actually put in some really good performances in qualifying as well as race, so he is definitely someone to watch out for. I think he's yet to score a point this season, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure, but he would be hoping for a good result on this track and a good qualifying performance as well, because qualifying is slightly key here, especially if you're setting there are times on the mediums, because you don't want to get stuck behind other cars It's quite tricky to overtake here, except the final corner and the straight leading up to it. VFX, I think, is just starting his lap. Kill Bill Pandey goes P9, and VFX, I think, has invalidated this one as well. So maybe he's just doing race runs, and we'll keep an eye out on that. HVP has popped up into P2 with a 116.7, not Sumer on the mediums with a 116.9. So those are the lap times to beat for people. Now this is going to be a little bit of a trade-off between, let's just wait for Smith Shark across the line. He goes P10. Let's see what Tanishq can do. Tanishq is a very fast driver. He's on those mediums as well, and it will be a little bit of a trade-off for people to see what kind of strategy they want at the start of the race. Do they want to start on those mediums and go for a definitive one stop unless there are safety cars, or they want to go on the softs and get an early advantage and probably switch on to those hard tires which will last until the end of the race. That was a very nicely taken last chicane by Tanishq, and this is going to be a good lap time. I think it was a purple through sector 2. Tanishq P3 on the mediums. Wow, what a time. 16.8 for him. And while his teammate is down in P10, Tanishq has put a blinder of a lap. 7 minutes to go in the session, and it seems like Tanishq might not want to go any faster than this, or at least not burn this set of tires. Shadow Sword is having issues as Tanishq has put a purple's first sector, so maybe it's just going for it once again. There's a bit of a moment coming out of turn 5. Said if you want to join, we can still have you. Azun told me that you're going to be race engineering for him, which is why I did not ask you again. And for some reason Suraj also wants to race engineer, so yeah, well, I think there's a lot of scope and a lot of interest in race engineering department, and that's always good to see. Our drivers always need help, as did I yesterday when Shah and Nishan were helping me. But watching Kill Bill right now, he's definitely pushing. Shadow Sword thankfully has joined back once again. Now let's see what Kill Bill can do. Oh, it's something. Kill Bill, oh, Tanishq, don't cut that entry. But he's back in the pits. Is Epic Brothers on a lap? No, he's not. He's backed out. VFX is still doing race runs, but he's faster by 5 seconds rather this time. So I don't think it's going to be competitive lap time considering the tire age. And he comes back in the pits. Sonic Hawk is also not on a lap, at least right now. And let's see if someone is. Let's try to find someone who's on a lap. Is Gupta on a lap? He is invalidated. And where is Vyom in all this? Vyom is back in the pits. And I think that's pretty much it. HUP is on an out lap. There are a lot of drivers starting the lap right now. Sonic Hawk being one of them, and Thinking Nate being another. Thinking Nate is a reserve tonight as Ashwin Lakhwani is not able to join us. Let's see what Thinking Nate's first sector is going to be through the sweeping right-hander where your tires absolutely scream and beg for mercy, and that is one of those corners which gives you a lot of tire wear, especially the front left. And Thinking Nate navigating that rather tamely, I would say. I don't think he was taking optimal lines through that corner, but let's see what he's going to do in this uphill chicane. Now this is a very tricky corner. I always find it tricky because I fail to keep the car in one piece most of the time. So all the chicanes here, that's the first and second corner, the uphill left right chicane, and the final chicane. If you master those, you gain a lot of lap time on this track, I believe. As Thinking Nate in the third sector. And let's see what is going to be. Behind, HUP is also on a lap, and HUP is up by 3 thousandths in his first sector. Is coming up to second strip now, and now he's up by 1.5 tenths. That is not enough to challenge Epic Brothers on pole, but he has backed out, has he? No, I think he's still going for it. As Sonic Hawk has been disqualified from the session, and Epic Brothers, I think, where is he? He is, I think, just running out the final corner. No, he's in the pits. Sonic Hawk has been disqualified, and HUP across the line. It made improvement. Oh, it's a massive improvement in the final sector. 6 tenths is the gap. And wow, what a lap from HUP. 116.1. Are we going to see anyone in the 15s tonight? I think we just might. Somewhere is, well, he has invalidated. Hostrov has put a purple second sector as well, so and he's on the mediums. So, but he'll still comfortably be in the 116s with that kind of advantage. Oh, he goes very. I think he rode that curb too high, and I think he's backed out of it. Going back in the pits is the Haas of Hostrov. Now, I've got a complaint from Racing Gupta and VFX that I don't spectate their laps very often, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna spectate Racing Gupta, and this is on the medium, so he will be definitely pushing. And as people in the comments are pointing out that I'm out of breath, well, that's what happens when yep. So there you go, Racing Gupta now through the first sector, and is he up by some time? He's up by 6 tenths, so that is a huge margin which he has. And let's see what kind of lap time he's going to do. There is an absolutely clear track ahead of him. Behind him you can see VFX, the red dot on the minimap on the right of your screen. That is VFX is also on a lap, so we'll keep an eye out on him once Racing Gupta completes this lap. But complete commitment through the turn 9, a blind right-hander, and Racing Gupta now through the second sector is up by 1.5 tenths. Where is his position? He's P14, so he definitely needs these sort of improvements. Now, is this going to be enough is my question, and can he break into that top 10, which will be very, very helpful for his race as he navigates a final sector that was nicely done through there, nailing the apexes. And rounding the final corner is the Haas of Racing Gupta. Is he anywhere near his teammate? He is. He displaces his teammate. In fact, goes P5. That's a very good lap time. And VFX now just a couple of corners away. Let's see what his Ferrari can do on those mediums. Can he challenge Tanishq and Racing Gupta for the slot on the second of the grid? And he slots in just between them. It's a 116.854. So closely matched on pace these people are. And not Somer. Well, he invalidated his last lap, and this lap is down by 3 seconds. So I'm not sure. He doesn't seem to have the best of the second runs in his quali so far. So maybe he's going to come in and put another set of tires. Yes, he is. So Somer is in. Is Shadow Sword on a lap? He is on a lap, and he is on the softs now. So expect a lot of grip from those tires as he comes into the heart of sector 2, navigating that chicane once again, riding a lot of curve but taking precaution that he does not invalidate his lap time. And through the right-hander now across the second sector split, and is up by just about 0.07 of a second. The Shadow Sword is going to improve, but not by much, and I don't think he's going to be in the top 10 unless he has a very good third sector, which is easier said than done. But these Division 1 drivers, well, he's coming back into the pits, so never mind that. Vyom is up by 1 and a bit tenths, so this could be a good lap from Vyom. He's also on the mediums, he's also on the softs rather, so this could be a good lap time from Vyom. But again, starting on the softs could be a little bit disadvantage. He loses his car a little bit, it seems like. And Shadow Sword has retired in the pits, and he leaves the session again, so having some connectivity issues. Vyom once again purple through sector 2. Now I'm not sure, a lot of people do actually go purple through sector 2, or is that's the game giving some kind of a glitch. We'll never know. And Vyom in the third sector now, just one chicane to go before he finishes his lap, and let's see what kind of advantage he has. And across the line he goes, and P6, that's respectable, that's a very good lap, 116.8. and I see VFX and Racing Gupta both have set soft tires on their cars, so I am not sure if they're going to actually do those laps, or they are just going to do some kind of practice runs, which I'm not 100% sure why they would want to do that. But either ways, Epic Brothers moving well out of the way for other cars. And okay, Vintage Player, I will check. Can you, so Vintage, can you send me a party invite? At least send me a party invite and then see what happens. I'll probably send an invite to the session on the formation lap or just after qualifying is over. And are there any changes? I think Ethan, oh, Epic Brothers, no, was it Kill Bill Pandey? Yes, it was through the final sector. Not sure what happened there, but wow, he must have had a big moment there, and I think that is his qualifying done. Where are we? VFX is he still on out lap, or has he already started his lap? I think he still might be on an out lap. Racing Gupta is up by 2 seconds, it seems like. Or is that... No, I don't think this is going to be competitive lap time from the Haas, so I think they're just trying to get used to the conditions and the track right now. And this is quite confusing, this strategy from Racing Gupta. And Kill Bill has retired from this session, and Shadow Sword having more connectivity issues. HUP has invalidated his lap time. What does not Sumer do? So he has a lot of cars in front of him. That was thinking Nate going off the track as to not impede Sumer's lap time, and this has to count for Sumer. He has still a couple of cars which might prove a bit of a hindrance. They're all starting their laps, I believe. Epic Brothers goes fast with 115.9, first man in the 115s. Are we going to see Sumer in the 115s? He was up by 1/10 in the second sector, and across the line he goes. It's not enough. The 16.2 for Sumer. HUP is not going to make it. Where is Racing Gupta? He is not going to improve. Where is VFX? VFX is improving as Hushraf has joined our 20th driver of the day. So VFX has actually, I think he's going to go for it and maybe back out at the last moment if he thinks that it's enough. But let's see, there are a lot of drivers yet to complete their lap time. Hushraf being one of them, the first one to now cross the line, and Hushraf is going to be P2, front row for Hushraf, still not in the 115s just yet. Jin across the line, it puts him P6 on those softs. And what does VFix do now? VFix is coming back in the pits, so he has backed out, and P9 for VFix seems to be satisfactory for the Ferrari driver. Is anyone else on a lap? I think Racing Gupta is down on his time. He might probably back out as well because he doesn't. Yeah, he's backing out. Smith Shah on the mediums, and he's on 3 lap old mediums, so I don't think this is going to be competitive either. Epic Brothers in the pits. Thinking Nate will cross the line, in fact, so let's see what Thinking Nate's time is going to be. Across the line goes P12, displaces Smith Shah, who is in the pits. So that is the end of qualifying. Epic Brothers and Hushraf on the front row. HUP, not Sumer, Vyom and Basil behind them. Jin also in P7. That's a good qualifying session. Tanishq in P8, the 16.8, and I think that was on the mediums. VFix also on the mediums in P9, and URL Ethan P10. And Racing Gupta and everyone below him will have free tire choice. So that sets up the interesting grid. Hushraf on front row with Epic Brothers, and there you see VFX and Tanishq being the only 2 drivers on the mediums in the top 10, and there will be Utkarsh who will join us at the back of the grid. So we will have full 20 drivers joining in, and please bear for a few seconds as I try sending an invite if I can. I still can't, but at least let me see if I can add Vintage Player to the party. And there you go. Vintage should be in pretty soon, and we'll see if we can join in for comms.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right, hello Vintage, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, Vintage, out of breath as you noticed. And yeah, I
Yeah,
think you have the
definitely.
stream on in the background, so that's good. We'll wait for a minute or so, Vintage, before we go, because I think the cars are still driving around the track. And once we are on the formation lap, I will try to send you a lobby invite as well.
Sure.
Right, so while we wait for people to just sort this out, can you check if your audio sharing is on, Vintage, so people can hear you on the stream? And I will
Yeah,
request
everything's
people who
good.
are watching to also just quickly confirm to us
Yeah, please let
if
me know if you can hear me. Yeah.
yeah, someone will let us know pretty soon. They're having some issues with
Yeah, it's good.
the lobby, so right, so Abhi is just confirmed, they can hear you. And let's see.
That was a brilliant lap from Epic Brothers. I mean, going into the
Yeah,
S3.
159. I mean, that is a monster of a lap. No one in the 150s except him. And yeah, Pete Brothers has shown to be very, very good in qualifying and the race pace as well. Let's see what he can do. He's on a strategy which is probably a two stop, but maybe they can put uh, one stop work as well.
I think the medium runners will do it unless they have conditions like we had yesterday in D1.
Right. So we don't know what's the race weather, but let's see. I think everyone is stuck, and we might have to restart the lobby here. So for people who are watching, there might be another stream coming because I can't even leave this lobby without closing the game itself. So that's a disruption, and I'm sorry for that, but that's just Codemasters for you. All right, so Vintage, did you race yesterday? Take us through your race yesterday. Were you in the race? How was your race and what happened? Just take us through it. And how do you like this track as well?
Actually, I used to like this track in 2020, but in 2021 they've made it really tough due to the curbs. And my
Hmm.
race was laughable yesterday. I had a good
What
position
happened?
before the first pit stop, but after the first pit stop, I went for inters with Swag and Ultimate. We looked like fools there for 5 laps, lost all positions, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, it never actually, went to Inter's conditions. It basically, it was very
I,
tempting to go on the Inters, especially in the later stages of the race.
Frankly
But
speaking, I think the game glitched because it started raining on lap 5 until lap 33 it was raining. There's
yeah,
not a single iota of loss of grip even on the mediums. I mean, everyone was still doing 119s, 120s.
right. So we have to restart the lobby, unfortunately, and which is why we'll have to end the stream. But we'll come back on the same channels. I'll probably put a link in Discord when that happens. But I'm ending the stream. I'll see you in the next one. Sorry for that inconvenience. You're still not in the lobby, right? Hang on. Okay, Vintage, can you just DM me on Discord? What I will do